Hello friends and adventurers, and welcome back to Salliekat Plays Exile 2, Crystal Souls. We are back in Avid for the moment, looking for a key that we have been told is hidden in a tree behind the barracks. Turns out, this tree. Very interesting. Nested in between the two branches of this short, twisted tree, you find an elongated piece of iron with several odd protrusions. You can only guess it's a Vanatai key of some sort. I wonder where we will use this. I guess we'll find out eventually. Now that we've grabbed the Vanatai key plot coupon, it's time to get started on those tribal initiation tests. They are generally located somewhat to the south of Avit, but then nearly everything here is located somewhat south of Avit. And it appears we have one in this little nook here. The Test of Strength. The carving reads, The Test of Strength. One may enter. So yes, all three of the tests, strength, speed, and mind, continue the gimmick of one party member can go through them. So let's just save right here. And I do believe that our party member with the strongest strength stat is Kazul. So we shall send her in, and hopefully it will be successful. You reach the portal, which glows and flickers greedily at your approach. A soft voice says, Here lies a test of the Vanatai. One of you may enter. Choose wisely, else death is certain. Choose wisely or certain death? I like those odds. You step into the portal. There is a feeling of static, and then a sense of vertigo, and then we are elsewhere. You enter the first room of the test, a hall of statues of young Vanatai. Whether the statues are of prior victims of the ordeal, you can't tell. Well, I hope that we are not a victim, because a random slith would be quite odd among all these Vanatai. A random human would be pretty odd too. You know, I think we might be okay if these Chitrak larvae are the most of what we face. Oh, this one's gonna take 2 hits. We got a real tough guy over here. We also seem to be in a place with secret passages, or no obvious doors. Hello. Poison fungi, I do not like you. Have poison fungi always been able to move? I don't think they did in the previous game. Hello? Javelins, with a shiny new graphic. So I don't think we're going to have a whole lot for me to read or talk about in this dungeon. So I'm going to do something I've been meaning to do for quite a while, and show off this game's background music. Turning this feature on has Exile 2 load the mod or mad file titled Exile 2 Music in the Exile 2 folder. It will then play until you turn this feature off. A default music file should have come with Exile 2. Should you have your own music selection, place it in the Exile 2 folder and title it Exile 2 Music. Warning. Should you experience any crashes, weird-looking monsters, or static in the sound effects after turning music on, give Exile 2 more memory or turn the music back off. Also, music will slow the game down somewhat. Okay. This low chamber is brightly lit by glow crystals in the 4 corners. The floor is covered with many successful mold colonies. Oh yay. There we go. Must inspect every wall for secret passages. Oh, hello! Ruby Skeleton! Ruby Skeleton with a barrier of water between it and me. Well, fortunately for me, I don't remember if sliths are naturally fire resistant in this game, but I did give Kazul the ruby charm I found recently. You know, for no reason at all. Unfortunately, I still don't have a great way of dealing with things long distance on this character. That wasn't as bad as I feared. Might want a healing potion, but don't necessarily need it right now. We've got windows onto a large pit. And a slime. No, a viscous goo. That's worse. Both because it'll poison me and because they split when they're hit. Ugh. Let's get some healing. Oh, that is a lot of poison. And that is lava. Why is there lava? Looks like we found a way across the pit. And a bunch of skeletons. I should have borrowed Morwyn's wand of fireballs. Hello, Miss Garnet. Would you like to join me in fighting some undeads? Okay, looking at other people's inventory is not going to help me here. I'm half tempted to use the invulnerability potion just so I don't die to poison. But use the strength potion. I thought strength potions were supposed to bless me, not heal me. I'll take the healing. Okay, skeletons are easy. Hooray! I live. Also... Oh. Cave slime this time. Anyway, I was saying, the fellow 90s gamers here may have already recognized this music track as one from one of the Dune games that came out in the 90s. I don't remember which one off the top of my head. I think there were two. A real-time strategy game and also a more point-and-clicky adventure. Once it gets going, it's a pretty good track. It's just, unfortunately, horribly distorted by the technology of a mid-90s indie game. There is a small pool of fresh-looking water here. It looks refreshing, but who knows? It may just be another test. Well, I did save before coming in here. Your wounds disappear. The pool rapidly dries up. Thanks for the free heal. Very much appreciated. Okay, another way into that hall. When you enter the room, glittering motes of light appear in the air around you. You start to jump back, but find they are energizing you. When they disappear, you feel highly refreshed. That sounds like something that might have replenished my spell points, if I had any. Very cool if this test is making it viable for multiple character builds to get through. Though when you call your small dungeon, the Test of Strength, I would assume that most people send a warrior through it. When you reach the end of this corridor, a bright green glow appears and envelops you. There is a familiar feeling and vertigo, and you find yourself back with the rest of your party. The voice returns. You have passed the test. Go now, to find your earned place among our people. And with that, I will turn the music off. I hated it when I first tried it out playing this game as a kid. I oddly sort of like it now. I'm not sure it entirely feels appropriate for the bulk of this game, but it was pretty fun to try it out for one dungeon. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But now that we Now that we finished up the Test of Strength, we have to do something that's actually a little bit more challenging. Hydras! Back in a sec. Alright then, time to move on to the next test, that of speed. The carving reads, The Test of Speed. One may enter. So, Kazul has had her turn. Since this is the Test of Speed, I think I'm going to give my intended character an extra speed potion. We're going to save the game. And as expected, this is exactly the same message as in the other test. Choose wisely, else death is certain. So, we're gonna send Trouble through. As Nephilim should be the speediest, or at least have the best reactions, out of our motley crew. There is a simple message carved on this wall. Be ready to run. Okay. When you enter the passage, you hear an ominous clicking noise. Behind you, a section of wall drops into the floor, revealing a wall of flame. With a booming noise and a cloud of smoke, the flame pours out, roaring down the passage toward you. Eep. First trick. Let's get into combat mode, so that I've got 4 moves per turn instead of just 1. Door is locked. Uh-oh. And this is alarming, for you see, we're being pursued by Quickfire. Thank goodness I have enough strength to break the lock, because this Trouble doesn't have any lockpicks or skill in that area. When you step inside the room, the 2 doors behind you fall off their hinges. 2 gaping holes are left in the wall, perfect for letting the approaching Quickfire in. At least that's what the game says. A large button on the wall. You press the button and it stays in. With a loud clanking noise, the portculli to the east slide open. And the doors have indeed been replaced by small piles of rubble. Ah! So there's a small maze here with a few monsters. We absolutely should not be worrying about killing all the monsters. Suddenly, the wall to the south slides away, revealing yet another wall of searing flame. Oh look, goblins. And that's why we don't need to care too much about killing everything manually. Trouble, do you have any healing potions? Well, I could use my invulnerability potion. Well, I used... Oh, something is very weird. That invulnerability potion worked fine for Morwen back in the Tomb of Darius Bach, but now I'm hasted? That can't be right. Did the background music screw up item properties? Well, I'm about to die. Oof. That went weird. I'm going to reload. Okay, so Trouble was not quite as much up to this task as I had hoped. Let's try my other Nephil character. With her spellcasting, maybe Scorn has the versatility required to make a good go of this. So I guess we outrun the fire. Push the button. I had thought that being in combat mode might give me an advantage, but really I think the quickfire gets as many moves as I do regardless, at least in this version of the game. This time I notice a sign. Written on the wall, dead ends may keep you from being dead. Unless, of course, they are full of fire. Sure, why not? I suspect that there's some sort of gimmick of walls moving around so dead ends become clear passages. I have, of course, never been able to ascertain that fully, given that I am not immune to quickfire. And these guys are not immune to a fireball. Maybe shouldn't have stopped to pick up the pocket change. Let's do a haste. Yet again, a wall disappears to reveal a caldera of quickfire, dead ahead of you. I don't have the full heal spell on Scorn, but I don't need it. We're out. You have passed the test. Go now to find your earned place among our people. Hooray! Oh, and we can even watch the quickfire spreading. Hee hee. But let's go out for a well-deserved nap. Somewhere around here, we do have another test to pass through. And yes, I know we could just go back to Old Guy, but it's more fun this way to do all of them. Of course, I have to remember where the third test even is. Is it in here? Yes, now entering Test of Mind. The carving reads, The Test of Mind. One may enter. Many will enter, few will win. So we've sent our strongest warrior and one of our speedy people through. This time, let's complete the trifecta of Slith, Nephil, and Human, and send in Telemaine the Mage. This test seems very calm. A pathway runs between two placid pools up to a closed portcullis. You seem to hear, just at the edge of perception, gentle whispering coming from the walkways to the right and left. And a closed gate in front of us. Let's investigate those whispers. Written on the wall. Words, a sword. Veil, we live. User, you sure? Hate the... A voice says, what comes next? You respond. Well, we're pretty sure at this point that the Vanatai hate quite a lot of the humans. The voice says, simply, wrong. Oh? They hate those who are alien to them? Nope. Now that we've exhausted the logic of my 10-year-old self, notice that all of the lines here include the first word rearranged. So, hate can be an anagram for heat. The voice says, correct, you may proceed. We could proceed, but what's on the other side? Stab is 1, force is 2, Vanatai is 4, devastation is 5, ending is... A voice says, is what? Well, let's see. Stab has a vowel. Force has 2 vowels, even though one of them is silent. Vanatai has 1, 2, 3, 4 vowels. Devastation is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So ending, if I am correct, is another 2. Yes. The test of mind is honestly one of my favorite things ever in Exile. I love little logic and wordplay puzzles like these. Ooh, number sequence. 1, 3, 4, 7, 11, 18, 29, 47, 76. What comes next? Well, I'm not too certain about the link between 1 and 3, but 4 plus 3 is 7, 7 plus 4 is 11, 11 plus 7 is 18, 18 plus 11 is 29, 29 plus 18 would be 47, 47 plus 29 is indeed 76, so what is 76 plus 47? Let me think. 123? Yes. A voice says, boon is 2 and loss is 12. Evil is 5 and good 7. You are 25 and we are 23, and it's hard to get much higher. But what is higher? Well, this one... I notice that boon starting with B is a low number. You and we start with letters that are near the end of the alphabet, and they are much higher numbers. So I think it's a pretty simple... B is number 2, U is 25, W is 23. E is the 5th letter. E, F, G. G is 7th. L is 12. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Well, I could have just extrapolated from good being 7, but H higher should be 8. Correct. Oh, nuts, another one of these. Haha, but this one also has a secret passage. The test of mind. Testing whether you remember the classic adventure strategy of search every wall for secret passages. On the wall in glowing letters, reset. Okay. Oh. The walls here are shifting as I move. I think that's just something to walk around. This might take me a little while. No useful passages here. Darn it, that first one is not disappearing. Oh? What's this? Okay. Well, we got one down, but I still gotta figure out the other two. Much faffing about later. Finally. Okay. More puzzles? Puzzles of numbers and words and not trying my patience? 0, 2, 6, 14, 30, 62, 126, 254, 510. What comes next? Well, it's powers of 2 minus 2, which is quite easy to recognize when you're used to dealing with flash drives and other data packages of standardized sizes. So after 512 should be 1024, but minus 2 is 1022. Ha ha ha. I feel smart. The statue turns to look at you and says, Broad is lucky, it's a 5. Aid is a 2. Infirm only manages a 1, while Vanitai is a 3. Sitting is only a 0, the slacker, while Tiny A is already a 1. But what is, I want to get out of this horrible hellhole right now. Oh, this is a fun one. Slight spoilers ahead if you'd rather figure this out yourself. A is 1. A is part of Broad. Broad is the key here. All of the letters in Broad count as 1. Infirm only has R in common, so it only gets 1. Aid has A and D. I doesn't count, so Aid is a 2. Vanitai has 3 A's. Sitting has nothing in common with Broad, so it's a 0. So, I doesn't count. Want has 1. 2 has 1. Get doesn't count. Out has 1. Of has 1. This does not count. Horrible has an O, 2 R's, a B, so that's 4. That's 8 total. Hellhole, the O is just 1, so that's 9. Right has the R, so that's 10. And now just has the O, so that should be 11 if I've got it right. Why isn't this thing responding? So it turns out my emulator crashed, and I have to do the entire test of mind over again. Tune in next time for the thrilling conclusion. And as usual, have a good one, everybody.